Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys staying healthy and everything is going fine. So I just create this video for you to have a better understanding of our previous lecture. Since we already had a a long break, kind of. So I just want to catch up what you learned and what you remember still. I just want to go over the same problem we did in the classroom in this video. So again, we stopped the topic quadratic function. And as we know, we've been talking about quadratic function in a standard form. And we discussed how to convert this standard form to the vertex form. So I'm going to show you the several questions. We did it in the classroom again, so you can remind your previous learning. And also we're going to talk about other related question. If you have a given vertex and other point, how you're going to still find out the quadratic function. And also I will create another video that I can talk about application problem in quadratic function. If you are looking at quiz 2, the last problem is literally applied quadratic function in a real life example. So I'm gonna just create another short video clip so you can have this video and the next video can be helpful resources to complete your quiz 2. All right, so here we go. As you know, we always do have a warm-up problem. So before we're gonna think about this warm-up problem, I just want to remind you of our previous learning. So as we know, the quadratic function, you always have two possible solutions. F of x equal x to the second, ax to the second, plus bx plus c. This is a beautiful shape. You have second power and you have 1 power of x and nothing, which is a constant. It has very unique shape we call parabola, right? So parabola means either you're gonna have U shape or umbrella shape. As you see the blue line, this is umbrella shape. But how do we know whether it is umbrella or U shape? Depends on your slope. So this is your slope A. If your A is a positive, what that means is your graph is going to be upward, which is a U shape. And think about it, U shape is the minimum point. You have a minimum point. Also, if your slope A is negative, you're going to be downward. Your two tails are keep going down, 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 which is your umbrella. It has max point. Remember that? All right. And then C. Do you guys remember? C is your y-intercept when x equal to 0. So y-intercept is literally we discussed the unit point that is passing through on y-axis. So if you have graph something like this, you have something like that, the parabola always passing through one point on y-axis. So we call this type of, this kinds of points, we call y-intercept. And think about it, it is always when x equal to 0. Because your x-axis exactly has a 0. When x is a 0, what would be the y? That's exactly what the question of y-intercept. All right, so this is a brief information. And also, as you know, in the quadratic function, I talked about there's always two solutions. What they mean two solutions? This two parabola is always passing through x-axis. If parabola is passing through x-axis, like this 2 points is the x-intercept. Another means those are solution of your quadratic function. So you have second power means you have always two solutions. So this is going to be your solution. These are going to be their solution, which means x-intercept. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys another 30 seconds. Think about it. Which quadratic function is gonna be corresponding to this graph? You may be, you may stop this video for a second. That's fine. All right. So here it is. We have two x-intercepts, so it has to be quadratic, and the shape is a parabola. Yes. And it seems like this one is the max point, so it is a downward, and the slope has to be negative. So not this one, not this one. And now I told you the C is y-intercept. Do you see the y-intercept here? Yes, yes, yes. So here, 1, 2, 3. This parabola exactly is passing through the y-axis on 0, 3. So it's a positive 3, so I will choose this one as your solution. I'm not going to ask you how to find out the x-intercept, but if I want to tell you, you might be, use a quadratic formula unless you cannot factor. So like quadratic formula means minus b plus minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. So we know what the a, b, c up there, and you're going to plug in, and you might be able to find out 2x intercept, which is your solution of this quadratic function. Okay, so I'm going to show you this type of question again, but for now this is a warm-up one, and I'm trying to remind you of our learning the concept of quadratic function. All right, let's go to vertex 2. This is a real deal because I do have standard form. I want to change it to vertex form. So let's start, because the question going to ask you what the vertex point, what the axis of symmetry, and y-intercept. We are going to find out once you have a vertex point. So vertex form, so f of x now, x second minus 6x plus 8. I want to change it to this, right? How do you do that? This way, we don't have any coefficient in front of the x to the second power. You're just going to start. So here is a tricky one. You are going to add something, subtract something, and still you have 8. How do I know? How are you going to find out this number? Because you're going to factor, but those factors are going to be two same factors. So I'm going to change these 3 terms. Something to the square. So here, what I'm going to do, this is the point. You have a 6 here. You're going to half of it. 6 over 2, okay? And then you're going to square root of it, which is 9. So you're going to add 9 and subtract 9. So we are going to find out the number right there. X minus half of 6 is going to be 3 to the second power. What that means is x minus 3 times x minus 3. If you are going to expand it, it's exactly going back to x second power negative x plus 9. We are kind of doing back and forth, like a back and forth process. This term is going to be same as this. And then I'm going to keep writing x minus 3 to the second power, right? Because we just, factor x second power minus 6x plus 9. It just changed it to x minus 3 to the second. I kind of like condense it using factoring, right? And then negative 9 plus 8, you are going to finish. So now we change the vertex form, which is f of x, x minus 3 second minus 1. H itself is a 3. K itself is negative 1. So you found out the vertex point. So vertex point is 3, negative 1. And then what that means is if I'm graphing it, 1, 2, 3, 1 down here, and then there A is 1, it's going to be upward, right? Like a U shape. And then I want to find out the graph. But think about it. It would be better if I know the y-intercept. we can still find out, better graph. So now I'm gonna do the y-intercept when x equal to 0. So you can just plug in 0 into here, and then automatically y-intercept is 8, or you can plug in 0 here, and then you can just calculate it. It's going to be same answer as 8. So anyway, f of 0, 0 minus 6 times 0 plus 8, these are gone. So 8. So we are going to pass into the approximately 0.8. This is your y-intercept. So if I graph it, it's going to be like that. Okay. You have a minimum point, 3, -1, and you have y-intercept 0.8. Right? So, and also axis of symmetry, that's exactly vertical line, that divides this parabola, into two parts. So when you have a vertical line, this is x equal to 3. And then y-intercept, we got 0.8. That's your solution, okay? For letter B, determine the domain and the range of f. So again, domain and range. Domain is all the possible axes on your x-axis. Range is all your possible y variable on the y-axis. So domain, I think I can have all the number. So domain is going to be -infinite to +infinite. Range is going to be, again, you start from 3, -1. So -1 is your minimum points from -1 to all the positive infinity. Open. Okay. And C, I will just write it here. C, determine whether f is increasing. So you are going to increasing from here, but again, like this is 3, but 3 is just minimum number itself. So open 3 to +infinity, you are going to be increasing. Decreasing, you have all the negative number up to 3. Open parenthesis, decreasing. Again, 3 itself is minimum number. We don't include it. Okay? So these are, all the information we talked about. Again, like how to find out the vertex, axis of symmetry, and y-intercept. Think about it. Once you graph it, you can find out the domain and range. Also, you can determine which, domain gonna give you the function is increasing and decreasing. Okay? So please redo this problem, and I hope you have a better understanding. All right, one last thing. Can we still graph a quadratic function? If you have this standard form, yeah, it takes a long time, but I'm gonna show you 2 different ways. So let me just create the add page here. I'm gonna go back to here, just add page. All right, so here I am going to, so here, sorry about that. So here we do have f of x equal to x second plus 8x plus 5. I'm going to do 2 different ways. You can change it to the vertex form to x second. I'm going to factor because it'll be easier if you factor with 2 between 2 and 8. So then you are going to find out the missing 2 numbers in a better way. So you have still 5 outside. How do we know this number? You are going to half of it and square, which is still 4. So now you're going to keep writing 2 x second plus 4x plus 4 minus 4 plus 5, right? And now we have a beautiful shape. This is going to be x plus 2 to the second, just half of 4. And now you have to deal with -4. 2 times -4 plus 5. So now 2x plus 2 square minus 3. So this is your vertex form. It takes a little time. And I tell you, h itself is -2. K is -3 because, usually x minus h to the second power minus. So h itself is -2. So we got it. If you graph it, -2, -3. It is positive, so it's going to be U-shaped, but the slope y-intercept is going to be 5 because when you plug in 0, 0, y-intercept is going to be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're going to be, looks like that. Okay. So now you can find out, -2, -3 vertex. 0, 5 is the y-intercept. And you can think about the x-intercepts, using the formula. But the idea is, without doing this, can we still find out the vertex points? Yeah. So here you go. I am going to use a blue color with this. So from here, we are written a equal to 2, b equal to 8, c equal to 5. If I want to find out the axis of symmetry, minus b over 2a, which is -8, 2 times 2, -8 over 4, -2. Oh my God, we got the same h, which is x equal to -2. Now, I want to still find out the k, right? So you're going to plug in this one into your function. Right, so it's going to be 2, 4, minus 16, plus 5, 8 minus 16, 5, -2, -8, -3. So we have exactly -2, 3. So it's up to you. You are going to, change it to vertex form and find out h and k, or you're just using kind of like formula this, and then you're going to plug it into your function to find out the k. Again, the next one is a quadratic formula, x equal to -b plus minus b squared minus 4ac over 2a. We can try because we have all the information. So I do have a equal to 2, b equal to 8, c equal to 5. Okay, I'm going to just bring it down here. So x equal to 2 minus 8 plus minus b squared 64 minus 4 times 8 times c over 2 times 2 minus 8 plus minus 64 8 times 540 over 4. I know it's a long process, but keep watching me. This is going to be 24 over 4. Okay, what I want to do, I'm going to factor 24, because here, if I have radical 24, this one is going to be 6 times 4. Radical 6 times radical 4, same as radical 24, right? Again, radical 4 simply 2. This one we cannot factor anymore. So this one is going to be radical 6 times 2. Again, 2 radical 6. I changed the order, does not matter. So now this one is going to be -8 plus minus 2 radical 6 over 4. I'm going to divide it by 2, 2, 2 here because that's their common factor. So negative, or, oh, sorry, where is it here? I'm going to divide by, -8 divided by 4, 2 radical 6 divided by 4. So this one is going to be -2 plus minus radical 6 over 2. Again, -2 plus radical 6 over 2, or -2 minus radical 6 over 2. So that's going to be your x-intercept. You can calculate it. It's going to be small, small decimal. So those numbers are going to be here. Okay. So this is how you're going to find out the x-intercept, unless you cannot factor. Okay. So I just show you the warm-up problem 1, okay, with the basic information of quadratic function, what it is A, what the C is. And again, we just talked about how to transform from standard to vertex with the, solving other piece of information. And, the shortcut version. It's up to you which method you want to try. Okay, I will stop this video, and then the next video will be the homework problem that I gave you. I'm gonna just show you the textbook page 132 through 144, example 1 through 7. I will just show you again with the solution. All right, see you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.